guys, and welcome to another episode of Quick Expert Reviews. Today we've got a Huawei Y6 2018. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's the first time we've got a Huawei Y model in UK. Potentially because Huawei can't really sell any handsets at the minute on the US market. So yeah, they are aiming all their guns at Europe at the minute, and we are getting all the phones. So as usual, we start with unboxing. So that's the SIM tray pin, which I'll show you where it is located in a second. That's a quick start guide, which isn't actually that quick. It's purely because we does have a couple of languages apart from the English. Then you've got the warranty card and the headphones. So box standard headphones branded by Huawei. However, they do support, I think they do have a microphone, and they do have an answer decline option. Let's have a look. And yes, this is actually a button, which means you can answer and decline phone calls with these headphones. So not bad, but if there are headphones with a headphone jack, that means the phones support a headphone jack as well. That is a box standard Huawei charger with a 2 ampere output, so actually not that bad. It's not a supercharger, supplied with, let's say, a Huawei P20 Pro, but obviously it's a different price of the handset, and that was a micro USB cable. Yes, micro USB, not a Type-C. So that is the handset itself, and to be honest, looks lovely. It looks perfect. I mean, that color is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely love the color, and I'm gonna say it again. It's for optical image stabilization. Then we've got the micro USB on the bottom, together with a microphone and a speaker. Then we've got the SIM tray, which also houses the memory card. So as you can see, there is like a blind SIM tray in between the first SIM tray and the memory card. I presume some of the markets do get the dual SIM model, which allows you to put your second SIM card in. However, by the looks of it, we are only getting the single SIM model here in UK. Locally, as far as I know, all of the Huawei handsets do come unlocked. So even if you buy it from, let's say, O2, it should come unlocked. That's at least the case, which was with my P20 Pro and the P10. Now, as you've seen, probably. Now, apart from that, if we go to... Wow, it's running an 8.0 Oreo. I think it's actually 8.0 Go edition as well, which means that obviously it will run better on the low-end handsets, considering it supports a Snapdragon 425 and only 1 GB of RAM and 16 GB of storage. That's actually really decent. So yeah, that's actually really good. Now, in terms of like sound settings, you do get the Huawei Hisense sound effects, but that only works with wired headphones. It doesn't work with the wireless headphones. But let's actually have a look what we can do in here. So we've plugged in the Huawei headphones, and we've got the headset audio. We've got the headset type, so we can choose what here headphones we've got. And then if we turn off the 3D audio, we do have an access to an equalizer. So it's always nice to have a built-in equalizer. You don't have to download any additional apps. And the 3D audio allows you to set the... Okay, so if you want the experience, the sound to... the phone to simulate if the audio is coming from the front or from the back or whatsoever. So yeah, pretty decent. And again, considering it's an £89 phone, it's really nice. Now, apart from that, we do have a color mode setup, and we do have the eye comfort mode, which does reduce the blue light filter, blue hue, sorry, from the display, so your eyes feel less strained in the evenings or when you use like artificial light. Apart from that, what else we've got here? We can reduce or increase the text size. And actually, I've just noticed that the phone comes with a screen protector on, straight out of the box. So that saves you some money. That's nice, actually, of Huawei. So next thing, we don't have a... So it doesn't support fingerprint sensor, but you do have a face unlock pattern and so on. And actually, I've just realized the phone is actually equipped with 2 GB of RAM, not 1 GB of RAM. So it actually makes it pretty decent. So then you've got the app lock and file save. So app lock allows you to lock apps with your face or pattern or pin. File save allows you to lock your pictures, for example, music, behind the same thing. So a pattern or a pin as well. Then we've got the battery, which is 3000 milliampere hours. Again, something you wouldn't really find in a phone priced at 89 quid, which again is really decent. Apart from that, you've got the battery usage, which allows you to prevent some apps from, for example, starting or running in the background and so on. App notifications allows you to check or block notifications coming from every single app. So it's not only the apps you download, it's also from the apps that actually come pre-installed on the phone. And then in terms of not the display, sorry, the connections, we do have Bluetooth, NFC, Huawei Beam, which works between Huawei phones, and then which is basically like NFC transfer. And then we've got a Wi-Fi Plus, built-in Wi-Fi Plus from Huawei, which basically recognizes when you're within a Wi-Fi area that your phone has saved, and it turns Wi-Fi off once you leave that area. So it works pretty well, to be honest. You do get 5 GB of storage with Huawei Cloud, but obviously you do have some free storage with Google Drive as well, or Google Photos, actually, I should say. And then we do have some pre-installed apps, which I'll explain briefly now. So Hiker, which is basically Huawei warranty. Huawei Backup allows you to do a backup. Phone Clone allows you to transfer pictures, contacts, data from any other Android or iOS handset. And then we've got this, so basically it kind of optimizes storage and so on, it tries to speed up the phone. But overall, it's pretty decent. Now, one more thing about the audio, which I will cover in a second, play some tunes. If you've got more Y6 handsets, you can actually connect them all, and let's say you can simultaneously play the same tune within like a couple of different handsets. So, to be honest,
I will run, I will climb, I will soar. I'm undefeated. Oh, jumping out of my skin.
And listen to the same tune out of all handsets. Now let's focus on the camera, because it is a pretty big thing for this phone. I know it's only one single unit on the back and one single unit on the front. However, it's actually pretty decent. You do get, I will upload, I do have picture samples at the very end of the video. But yeah, you do, as it is with Huawei, get the assistive grid. If you'd like to use it, you can change the resolution. Obviously, the audio control, which allows you to take pictures when you say, for example, smile or cheese. It automatically detects the word and allows you to take, and automatically takes a picture. In terms of video, I know it's a 5.7 display and it's not actually full HD, it's 720p by 1440. However, it does allow you to record in full HD, so that's a really nice addition. And HDR obviously allows you to take pictures in HDR mode. Like I did say, there are some samples at the very end of the video, so stay tuned till the end. Now, in terms of the phone itself, I've accidentally got out to the main menu. And the pictures that you can take. There is also the all focus mode, which actually allows you to take picture of everything in the focus. So both first plan and the background. Now, if you turn it off, it will try and slightly blur the background. Now obviously it's not a portrait mode or anything like that, but still it does its job pretty well. So as you can see, when I focus on the headphone jack with no all in focus, it works pretty well. So yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Quick Expert Reviews, and